Maya had carefully curated her life for 8 years. A charming craftsman house, dinner on the table at 6 p.m. sharp, and a husband, David, whose ambition she fueled with every ounce of her being. She managed their home, sacrificed her own career aspirations, all in the pursuit of the ultimate goal they shared, a baby. But after years of hushed doctor's appointments and silent tears over negative test results, the dream became a diagnosis. Maya was infertile. She thought David understood. She thought their vows meant something in the face of hardship. She was wrong. The day he threw her out wasn't a screaming match, it was worse. It was cold, efficient, and devoid of emotion. He stood in their pristine living room, adjusting his expensive watch, and told her she was failing her fundamental duty as a wife. The house, he reminded her with chilling clarity, was in his name. Her few bags were already packed and waiting by the door. I need a legacy, Maya. You can't give me one. We're done. That was it. 8 years erased by 4 harsh sentences. Maya was 32, homeless, and utterly shattered. She didn't just lose a home, she lost her identity and her hope. She packed her life into her small, battered car, driving through the affluent neighborhood she once belonged to, feeling invisible and worthless. The silence in the car was louder than any fight they ever had. Maya found a dingy studio apartment and a job waitressing at a diner. Her world had shrunk to the space between breakfast specials and coffee refills. The ache of being unwanted was a constant companion. Then came a Tuesday that changed everything. She was waiting on tables at the diner, running on minimal sleep. A man walked in who seemed completely out of place, sharp suit, tired eyes, an air of profound anxiety. His name was Mr. Harrison, Ethan Harrison, the tech CEO whose face occasionally graced business magazines. He was a single dad, a widower, struggling to balance a multi-million-dollar company and raise his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Ethan became a regular, always ordering a simple black coffee and toast, his phone constantly buzzing. He noticed Maya's quiet efficiency and the sadness in her eyes. He didn't know her story, and she certainly didn't know his. The real collision happened a week later. Maya was visiting her therapist's office, located within a larger medical complex. While waiting in the lobby, she overheard a crisis unfolding. A little girl, perhaps 7 years old, was having a massive panic attack, crying that she wouldn't stay in the hospital for tests. The doctor was exasperated. The father, Ethan Harrison, was pale with worry, clearly out of his depth. The waiting room was filled with strangers who awkwardly looked away. But Maya couldn't. She saw the raw terror in the girl's eyes and felt a pull she couldn't explain. She walked over slowly and knelt down, ignoring the CEO's distracted protests. She didn't speak to the girl like a doctor or a scared parent. She spoke to her like an old friend. "You like stars?" Maya whispered, pulling a small, cheap star-shaped keychain from her pocket. The girl, Lily, paused her sobbing. Maya began telling her a gentle story about a constellation that protected brave adventurers, a story she used to tell herself when she felt lonely. Within minutes, Lily had calmed down, holding the keychain tightly. Ethan watched, stunned. This random waitress had done what his team of nannies and specialists couldn't. Later that week, Ethan showed up at the diner, but this time, he wasn't there for coffee. He looked directly at Maya, his CEO gaze softening with desperation. "I don't know how you did it in the hospital, but my daughter is going through a tough time since her mother passed," he said quietly. "I'm failing her, Maya. I can run a company, but I can't seem to comfort my own child." He leaned in, his voice dropping to a near whisper. "I have a proposition. Come with me. Not as a nanny, not as a cleaner. As someone who can bring warmth back into our home. Someone who understands connection." Maya was floored. Her immediate instinct was fear. What if I fail him like I failed David? She thought, the internalized shame flooding back. I can't, she stammered, pulling away. "You don't understand my situation. I'm damaged goods." Ethan looked confused. Damaged goods? What are you talking about? With immense difficulty, Maya confessed the truth. The diagnosis. David's cruelty. "I can't have children, Mr. Harrison. I can't give you the one thing a family needs." The silence hung heavy in the air. This powerful, wealthy man just stared at her. And then, he did the most unexpected thing. He laughed, a quiet, genuine laugh of relief. "Maya," he said, shaking his head. "I have a child. Her name is Lily. She is the only legacy I care about. My family is already here. It's just broken. I don't need a biological mother for my child. I need a heartbeat in my house again." His words hit her like a wave. He didn't care. The very thing that made her worthless to her husband was irrelevant to this man. He saw her, she accepted. Moving into the Harrison mansion was a dizzying change from her studio apartment. But the true transformation wasn't the luxury, it was the atmosphere. The house was enormous but empty of joy. Maya's presence changed that. She didn't try to replace Lily's mother. She became Maya, a friend, a guide, a source of quiet strength. They baked cookies, did homework, and Maya taught Lily how to find that constellation she mentioned in the hospital. The little girl began to blossom. The panic attacks stopped. Ethan watched them both thrive. In Maya, he found someone he could finally lean on, someone who didn't want his money or status, just connection. He began coming home earlier. Dinners went from stiff, silent affairs to shared moments of laughter and conversation. One evening, months later, David, Maya's ex-husband, appeared at the door. He'd heard rumors of her new life. He stood there, smugly demanding to talk to Ethan, subtly implying that Maya was a gold digger who had trapped a wealthy man. Ethan stepped between them, his posture firm. "You threw away a pearl because you only saw the shell," Ethan told David, his voice calm but powerful. "Maya isn't here because of my money. She is here because she is the kindest, most vital human I have ever met. She healed my daughter, and she healed my home." He looked at David, who was speechless, and closed the door without another word. Maya stood behind him, tears streaming down her face, but these were different tears. They were tears of validation, of power, of finally being seen. Maya's story proves a vital truth we often forget: your worth is not defined by external labels, by diagnoses, or by the people who choose to leave you behind. It is defined by your capacity to love, to connect, and to bring light into dark places. Maya was told she couldn't build a family because she couldn't have children. But family isn't about blood, it's about belonging. It's about finding those rare people who see your invisible strength and choose to build something beautiful with it. Don't let rejection define you. Your second chance might be waiting in the most unexpected place: a hospital waiting room, a diner, or right around the next corner. Keep your heart open, because sometimes, you have to lose everything to find the only thing that truly matters.